Hello friends, welcome to Infinity for All, and today we will see the topic of small span theorem from multiple integrals, and also we will see the theorem 4, that is continuous function is integrable for rectangular domain in R2. First let us see the statement for small span theorem. Statement says let f be a function from S to R where S is a rectangle that is equal to AB cross CD, and span of f on S is supremum of f of S minus infimum of f of S. Now the statement is that if f is continuous on S, then for all epsilon greater than 0 there exists a partition of S called P such that the span of f is less than epsilon. Okay, so theorem 4 is that continuous function is integrable for rectangular domain in R2, and the question will come that prove that a continuous function is integrable for a rectangular domain in R2. Now what is span of f? It is supremum of f of S minus infimum of f of S. Now this part will be less than epsilon according to small span theorem. Let us see the proof. Let f be a function from S to R where S is rectangular domain AB cross CD, given that f is continuous function on S. This is the necessary condition for small span theorem, and we have to prove that f is integrable on S. That is, we have to prove that for all epsilon greater than 0 there exists partition P of S such that UPF minus LPF is less than epsilon. So first we have to choose a value for epsilon that will help us to prove that UPF minus LPF is less than epsilon. So choose epsilon is equal to epsilon upon B minus A and D minus C. Now why have we chosen this particular value? I will explain later on. So we have chosen a value epsilon is equal to epsilon upon B minus A and D minus C. Now we know that f is a continuous function. So since f is a continuous function, we can use small span theorem. So let us write it. Since f is continuous, by small span theorem, what can we say using small span theorem? We can say that for all epsilon greater than 0 there exists a partition P that is named P of S, where that means P is a partition of S. And what kind of partition is it? Such that the span of f will be less than epsilon. Small span theorem says that for all epsilon greater than 0 there exists partition P of S such that span of f is less than epsilon. Now what can we define span of f as? It is supremum of f of S minus infimum of f of S. But here we will consider infinite values of S, that means from the domain S. So instead of S we will write Sij. So supremum f Sij minus infimum f Sij. Okay, so it will be any value from the domain S, but we can denote supremum by capital Mij and infimum by small mij. So we have just replaced span of f by its formula or equivalent. So now we have got capital Mij minus small mij is less than epsilon. So we have to get UPF and LPF. So now multiplying throughout by a particular term. Now what is that term? It is double summation. So first summation is from j from 1 to L, and second is from I goes from 1 to n, xi minus xi minus 1 into yj minus yj minus 1. Okay, this is the term that we have to multiply to capital Mij minus small mij less than epsilon. So summation j from 1 to L, summation I from 1 to n, capital M I j into xi minus 1 into yj minus 1 minus double summation again, that is summation j from 1 to L, summation I from 1 to n, small mij xi minus 1 and yj minus 1. Similarly to the right hand side, less than epsilon into summation j from 1 to L, summation I from 1 to n, xi minus 1 and yj minus 1. Now on the left hand side, the first term can be replaced by UPF. This is what we had used in our very first theorem. So UPF minus the second term will be LPF. Now the right hand side becomes, first we will write it as it is, that is epsilon j summation j from 1 to L, summation I from 1 to n, xi minus 1 and yj minus 1. Let us write left hand side as it is, that is UPF minus LPF. Now the term on the right hand side can be replaced by some term. So UPF minus LPF less than epsilon into b minus a into d minus c. You can solve the summation and check it out. You will get these values, or you can refer to the first theorem of the unit. Now we will replace value of epsilon. So less than, what is value of epsilon? It is epsilon upon b minus a d minus c. Now this is the reason why we had taken that particular value of epsilon, so that b minus a and d minus c will get cancelled, and what remains is epsilon, and that is what we need on the right hand side. So left hand side remains as it is, UPF minus LPF is less than, cancelling both the terms, in the numerator and denominator we get UPF minus LPF is less than only epsilon. This is what we had to prove. So what does this mean? It means that therefore for all epsilon greater than 0, there exists a partition P of S such that what we have proved, it is UPF minus LPF is less than epsilon. Okay, now what does this mean indirectly? It means that f is integrable on S. But what is S? It is a rectangular domain. So f is integrable on a rectangular domain. But what was f? F was a continuous function. So we have proved that a continuous function is integrable for a rectangular domain. Thanks for watching today's video. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and like, comment and share. Thank you.